Hey, I am Artie Rose. How's everybody doing here? It's a Saturday morning on the East Coast of the United States, and hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the channel, and this is my second live stream and second day in a row. So I've had a few hours to kill in my busy schedule. So here I am because I want to try and knock out this simulation of the greatest of all time baseball league, which we are in the final stages of. We're down to the final round, the championship series for each league, the American Conference and the National Conference. And we have a couple of good matchups here. Let's go to the screen. As we can see, we have here the Cincinnati Reds of 1975 going against the Yankees of 1927. And in the National Conference, we have the Giants of 1962 going up against the Cubs of 2016. So it's been an interesting road. The two top seeds, which were the 1942 Cardinals and the 1954 Cleveland Indians, both got knocked out in the second round. Both, I think, no, the Cardinals got knocked out in 6 games, but the Indians went to a 7th and deciding game against the Giants. So it should be interesting. I think maybe we'll just go right to the games. I think we're going to start with the Reds and Yankees. Not because I'm a Yankee. Well, here you got the Giants and the Cubs. So this is the first game. So let's watch this game and see what happens in Game 1. You got John Lackey for the Cubs starting. He had a 9-4 record over the 100-game season that we completed. He's got a 4.30 ERA. He's going up against Billy Pierce of the Giants, who only had a 3-6 record with a 5.49 ERA. The AI here says this is a virtual tie between the two pitchers. So if you look at the lineups, the leadoff hitters is a tie, they say, against each other. The number 2 batting slot says the Cubs have an advantage. And then the next 4 spots go to the Giants, and then it's the Cubs. So it's very close as far as ranking the lineups up against each other. So let's go to the game. We're going to be in Candlestick Park to start it off. Let me see. I'm going to lower that game audio just a little bit. Okay, let's get back to it. Okay. So, for the Cubs, they'll be leading off with Dexter Fowler, the DH. Javi Baez will be batting second. Anthony Rizzo batting third. This is Chris Bryant, the catcher, batting fifth. Ben Sobrist, the left fielder, batting sixth. Albert Almora Jr. in center field, batting seventh. Jason Hayward, the right fielder, batting eighth. And Addison Russell, the shortstop, batting ninth. Defensively, for the San Francisco Giants, it's going to be Felipe Alou in left, Willie Mays, the great Willie Mays, in center, Harvey Keene in right. The infield is Jim Davenport, Jose Pagan at shortstop, Chuck Hiller at second, Orlando Cepeda at first, and Tom Haller behind the plate. Pitching is Billy Pierce. In the playoffs, he's 1-1 with a 6.75 ERA. So let's get this game going. And here's the first pitch of the game. Going to be a base hit to left field. So Fowler is on with a base hit. Fowler's got 3 stolen bases in the playoffs. And he's got good speed, so you can expect him to probably try and steal second. And it's a ground ball. The hit and run, and they get him at second, but they don't get the double play. So that's the first out. Anthony Rizzo. Rizzo has got 4 home runs in the playoffs, and in the regular season, he had 23, and he batted .328. Baez has got 3 stolen bases. He's also a threat to steal here. Pitch, ground ball is short. This could be 2. Over the second for 1, but they don't get the double play, so that's 2 outs. That brings up Chris Bryant. Bryant's got 4 home runs. Bat .255 in the playoffs. In the regular season, he had 22 home runs and batted .242. Here's Pierce, and he hits him. So Brian will be on first, and that'll bring up Wilson Contreras, the catcher, with 2 men on and 2 outs. He's batting .265 with 2 home runs in this playoffs postseason. Ground ball picked up by Pagan over the first, and that'll do it. No runs on 1 hit, no errors to the top of the first for the Cubs. Okay, so to run down the lineup for the Giants of 1962, it's Felipe Alou leading off. Harvey Keene is batting second. Orlando Cepeda batting third. Willie Mays batting cleanup. Tom Haller is behind the plate batting 5th. Jim Davenport batting 6th. Ed Bailey is going to be the designated hitter instead of Willie McCovey. Willie McCovey's in a bad slump. Jose Pagan will bat 8th. And Chuck Hiller, the second baseman, will bat 9th. Defensively, for the Chicago Cubs of 2016, Ben Sobrist is in left. Albert Almora Jr. is in center. Jason Hayward in right. Chris Bryant at third. Addison Russell at short. Javi Baez at second. Anthony Rizzo at first. Wilson Contreras behind the plate. And John Lackey is on the mound. Lackey in the playoffs is 0-1 with a 4.50 ERA. So let's get this going. Pitch, that's going to be a base hit up the middle. So a leadoff hit for Felipe Alou. Felipe Alou, no stolen bases. Don't think he's got a lot of speed. Let's check it out. Got average speed. That'll bring up Harvey Keene. Harvey Keene in the postseason is batting .333. The pitch. Fly ball to right field. Hayward takes it in. They tried to double up Alou, but it did not get him. So, that'll bring up Orlando Cepeda with one out and a man on first. And Alou is going, and he's in there with a stolen base. So now it's one out, man on second for Orlando Cepeda with an 0-1 count. Fly ball center field. That's Almora Jr. He takes it for the second out. Felipe Alou remains at second, and here's the dangerous Willie Mays. Bat .254 with 5 home runs, 12 RBIs in the postseason. On the regular season, he hit 30 home runs and batted .330. Here's the pitch. Ground ball short. Picked up over the first, and that is the inning. No runs on a hit, no errors. So it's scoreless at the end of one here at Candlestick Park. This second inning, we'll see Ben Zobrist leading off. He'll be followed by Albert Almora Jr. and Jason Hayward. Zobrist bat .364 with a home run here in the playoffs. Here's Pierce. Ground ball to short. That's Pagan over the first for the first out. Albert Almora Jr. steps in, bat .204 in the playoffs. In the regular season, he batted .315 with 14 home runs and 61 RBIs. No pitch. Ground ball, and it's picked up by the second baseman, thrown over the first for the second out. Chuck Hiller, that was, with the put out. That'll bring up Jason Hayward. He's batting .239 with 1 home run here in the postseason. Regular season, he batted .245 with 7 home runs. Pitch, and that's going to be a line drive. Felipe Alou is there, puts it away, and the Cubs go down in order here in the second inning. Bottom of the second, we'll see Tom Haller, Jim Davenport, and Ed Bailey. Here's Haller. Haller's got 6 home runs, batting .300 here with 14 RBIs in the postseason. So he's been very instrumental in the Giants getting to the championship series. The pitch. That's going to be a base hit to left, an opposite field base hit for Haller. He's on. That'll bring up Jim Davenport. He's batting .312 in the postseason here with 3 home runs. He squares the bunt and misses. So that'll be an 0-1 count on Davenport. There is a line drive right to the left fielder, Zobrist, and he puts it away for the first out. This will bring up Ed Bailey. Ed Bailey is designated hitter in place of Willie McCovey, who was their designated hitter. But Willie McCovey is having a terrible postseason. He's batting like $150. So I guess the AI decided to put in Bailey, or McCovey must be tired. And that's a walk. So, a 1-out walk, 2 men on for Jose Pagan. Pagan's batting .312 with 4 home runs. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to short. This could be 2. Over the second, 1 over the first. 6-4-3 double play. And that is the inning. Giants get nothing and leave 1 man on base. Go to the top of the third now. Addison Russell, bat .261 in the playoffs. In the regular season, he batted .219, but he hit 16 home runs. Go figure. The pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3 for the first out. We'll go to the top of the order. Dexter Fowler led off with a base hit in the first inning, facing Billy Pierce. Billy Pierce got 32 pitches here in the third inning. Fly ball, right field. Harvey Keene is right there, and that is the second out. Javi Baez, the second baseman, is coming up. He's 0 for 1. Here we go. Ground ball, first baseman Cepeda takes it himself. And that's it. Side retired. 1-2-3. Score at the end of 2.5 is still 0-0. Okay, John Lackey sitting at 34 pitches here going to the bottom of the third. He'll face Chuck Hiller, the number 9 hitter. Hiller's batting .304 in the playoffs. Regular season, Hiller batted .292. Pitch. And he walks him. Hiller, average speed. He's got 1 stolen base in the postseason. And stolen bases, he had 8 during the regular season. So Felipe Alou, the number 1 hitter, is up. Pitch, ground ball. This could be 2. Over the second, they just get the force. So that's the first out. Alou's on second. Harvey Keene steps in. Keene bat .327 in the playoffs. The pitch. There goes. Gets caught stealing. Felipe Alou is the second out. Caught stealing. Harvey Keene now with a 1-0 count. Ground ball to short. Over the first. And that's the inning. Nothing across for the Giants. I mean the Giants. And we go to the top of the fourth. We're going to take a short break. I usually take breaks every 3 innings. back. Anthony Rizzo is leading off the third for the Cubs. There's no score here in Game 1 of this is the National Conference Championship Series for the greatest of all time baseball league. Anthony Rizzo, fly ball center field. Willie Mays puts it away for the first out. Chris Bryant popped up in the infield. Second baseman takes it for the second out. Wilson Contreras, the catcher. That's a line drive and a sliding catch by Willie Mays to end the inning. So, at the end of the top of the fourth, the score remains 0-0. We got a little bit of a pitcher's duel here. Go to the bottom of the fourth, and Orlando Cepeda steps in. He's 0 for 1. Popped up. Third baseman, that's Sobrist, takes it. No, Bryant, I'm sorry. Got to get my players straight. 1 out. Willie Mays steps in. Willie Mays always a threat for the long ball. The pitch, swing and a miss. That's the second out. That's the first strikeout for Lackey. Lackey on the year. Let me see, Lackey on the year. Strikeouts. Let me see. Pitching stats. He had 84 strikeouts for the season. Now he'll face Tom Haller, who's been having a fabulous postseason. The pitch. Ground ball picked up by Anthony Rizzo, taking himself. And that's the end of the fourth inning. Nothing across. The score remains. The 2016 Cubs, nothing. And the San Francisco Giants of 1962, nothing. Top of the fifth. This is Ben Sobrist against Billy Pierce. That's going to be a base hit into center field for Sobrist. Sobrist is on first. Sobrist, he's got 2 stolen bases, so he is a threat to steal. That brings up Albert Almora Jr. Pitch, and it's a walk. So now you got nobody out, first and second for the Cubs. And here comes Jason Hayward. Hayward on the regular season batted .245 with 7 home runs. Pitch, ground ball, taken by, they get the force out at second for the first out. And that's all they get. So now runners on the corners with 1 out for Addison Russell. Pitch, fly ball. Here's Willie Mays. Is it deep enough to score the run? Tagging, no throw, and the Cubs are on the board. So the Cubs are on the board, 1-0. 2 outs. Dexter Fowler, the number 1 hitter, is up. He's only batting .189 here in the playoffs. And Jason Hayward steals second base. That's Hayward's second stolen base of the postseason. Fowler now has got a 1-2 count. Swing and a miss, and that's going to do it. But the Cubs take the lead here in the top of the fifth over the Giants, 1962, 1-0. Now we move to the bottom of the fifth. John Lackey has got 56 pitches. He's going to face Jim Davenport, Ed Bailey, and Jose Pagan in the bottom of the fifth. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 out. Lackey's second strikeout. That brings up Ed Bailey. He's got no at-bats. 0 for 0. Pitch. Ground ball second. And that's the second out. That's Baez to Rizzo. Jose Pagan steps in with 2 outs and nobody on. Ground ball to short, over to first, and that'll do it. Side retired, 1, 2, 3. So the score remains Cubs 1, Giants nothing. 6th inning. Baez against Pierce. Pierce got 75 pitches over 5 innings. Ground ball shortstop. Pagan over to Cepeda. 1 out. Rizzo, the first baseman. Ground ball, second base. That's Pagan over to Cepeda. 2 outs. That'll bring up Chris Bryant. And I'm the cleanup hitter. That's a line drive caught by Cepeda to retire the side. So, we go now to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 1-0 here in Candlestick Park. Chuck Hiller's going to lead off. That's going to be a solid hit. So a leadoff base hit for Chuck Hiller. As the Giants are going to try and come back and tie this game. Felipe Alou is on. Squares the bunt, misses. So now there's a 2-strike count on Alou. Pitch. Line drive. Caught, and did they get him? Yeah, that was a double play. In the top of the 6th. Okay. Bottom of the 6th. Oh no, that was just a double play. So here's Harvey Key with 2 outs. I'm sorry. That's another base hit. Nope, that's not. A sliding catch by who's that? Sobrist, I think, in left field to end it. So the threat is by the boards for the Giants. This is the top of the 7th. Contreras. Pitch to Contreras. Fly ball, right field. Harvey Keene is there. 1 away. Sobrist, the left fielder. 1 for 2 against Billy Pierce. That's going to be a base hit to center field for Sobrist. So 1 out. Man on first for Albert Almora Jr. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. This could be 2. Over the second for 1. Over the first. And that's a double play. inning-ending double play. So Orlando Cepeda steps in here in the bottom of the 7th. Can the Giants get anything going against John Lackey? Ground ball shortstop over the first. That is the first out. Willie Mays. He can tie it with one swing of the bat. And that's going to be a home run. And Willie Mays ties the game with a home run here in the bottom of the 7th inning. So that'll bring up Tom Haller. He's also been having a great postseason. That's Willie Mays' 6th home run of the postseason. Here's Haller. And caught looking, strike 3. 2 outs now for Jim Davenport. Ground ball to short. Throws over the first. And that will do it. But the Giants of 1962 score 1 run on the home run by Willie Mays. And the score is now tied after 7, 1-1. The Giants make a pitching change. They bring in Stu Miller. Stu Miller is basically their closer. He had 23 saves on the year with a 2.16 ERA. So they're hoping that he's going to hold the Cubs to 1 run while they try to come back and win this game. So here is Jason Hayward for the Cubs against Miller. Ground ball to second. Pagan over the first. There's 1 away. Miller has got a fastball, a curveball, and a changeup. But his off-speed stuff is very good. So Addison Russell comes in. Nobody on, 1 out. Pitch. Popped up. Second baseman Pagan takes it for the second out. Dexter Fowler, 1 for 3. Steps in. Fly ball. Well hit. And it's gone. Dexter Fowler hits a long home run to center field to put the Cubs of 2016 ahead 2-1 here. Let's see that again. Dexter Fowler on a curveball. Center field, 386 feet. That's Fowler's 2nd home run of the playoffs. Okay, so that 2 outs, nobody on, brings up Javi Baez. Pitch, ground ball, Cepeda throws to Miller covering first to end the inning, but Chicago takes the lead on the home run by Fowler. And the score going into the bottom of the 8th, the Cubs of 2016 2 and the Giants of 1962 1. Okay, so now a pitching change by the Cubs. What is this guy's name? Rob Zastrinsky. Rob Zastrinsky. I can't pronounce that guy's name. Anyway, he comes in. On the year, he had 23 saves. So I'm going to say he was their closer with a 3.78 ERA. But in the playoffs, he has not done well. He's got a 10.38 ERA. So he's going to try and hold these Giants and win the game. Ed Bailey's going to lead it off for the Giants in the bottom of the eighth. The pitch. Ground ball, second base, over the first, and that's the first out. I got to remember these Cubs. Javi Baez. Okay, that brings up Jose Pagan. Jose Pagan's 0 for 2 against, I can't even say his name. Ground ball up the middle, base hit for Pagan. So, the Giants have the tying run on, and they're going to send up a pinch hitter, John Orsino. Going to pinch hit for Chuck Hiller. Pagan, I think, is a threat to steal. He definitely is, so will they take a chance? The pitch. Ground ball a second. This could be 2. Over the second for 1. Over the first, double play. And that ends the inning. So now Stu Miller is out there trying to hold these Cubs and not make it any worse for themselves. Anthony Rizzo steps in against Stu Miller. Pitch, and it's a walk. Rizzo's on. Here comes Chris Bryant. Pitch, and catches him looking for the first out, strikeout. Wilson Contreras is 0 for 3 in this game. Pitch, there goes Rizzo, and he's in there. So, there's a runner in scoring position with 1 out for Contreras against Stu Miller. They intentionally walk Contreras to set up the double play. And here is Sobrist. Sobrist is batting .383 over his playoffs. Pitch, fly ball, line drive. And that is the second out. That'll bring up Albert Almora Jr. He's 0 for 2 in this game. The pitch. And he strikes him out, and that's the inning. So the Cubs don't score anything. And we'll go to the bottom of the ninth and see if the Giants can come from behind and win this game. Felipe Alou is now going to face Zastrinski. Here's the pitch. Popped up, shallow right. Baez takes it for the first out. Harvey Keene against Zastrinski. Fly ball. Center field, Almora Jr. is there for the second out. Cepeda is the last chance for the Giants to tie this game up against Zastrinski. Pitch. Line drive, base hit, the Giants stay alive. And now the winning run comes to the plate. Willie Mays, who hit a home run his last time up, to face Rob Zastrinski. Can he do it? The pitch to Mays. And he walks. So now, the tying run is at second base. And Tom Haller, who's also been dangerous through this whole postseason, steps in. The pitch, strike 3, And that ends the game. So the Cubs of 2016 hang on here at Candlestick Park to win Game 1, 2-1 over the 1962 San Francisco Giants. And that's it. That's the final score. We're going to finish today. Do we have enough time? We probably do, to watch the Yankees play their game against the Reds. Let's take a break and then we'll do that game, but we'll do it quick. Be right back. Okay, we are back. We just watched the first game of the National Conference game one of the 7-game championship series. We were going to watch game one of the American Conference, but I think maybe I'm going to change that and just do a quick play and see if we get into a situation where it's more like a final game. Let's see. So first game goes to New York, 4-2 in Yankee Stadium. Home runs, Tony Perez for the Reds and Ben Pascal and Earl Coombs for the Yankees. Pip Grass goes 3-0 in the playoffs with a 1.11 ERA. He pitched 7 innings, gave up 4 hits, a 1 earned run, 8 strikeouts. Earl Coombs was had the best game for the Yankees, 2 for 3, a home run, and 2 RBIs. Game 2 of the Giants and Cubs, and the Giants win that game, and they're tied at 1 now. No home runs. Rob Garibaldi wins the ball game for the Giants. And Zastrinzny lost it as the Giants came back in the bottom of the 8th with 3 runs to break the tie. Okay, so we got the Yankees and Reds in Yankee Stadium for game 2. Bob Sharkey going against Gary Nolan. And let's quick play this one. And the Yankees win this game 7-5. Babe Ruth hits his 8th home run of the playoffs. Joe Dugan had a home run, and Lou Gehrig. Dutch Ruther won the ball game. Go to the box score. Sharkey started, went 5 innings. Ruther came in and was the winning pitcher. Walter Bial actually closed it out and saved the game. We'll go back to the scores here. And that's that. Travel day now for the Yankees going out to Cincinnati, and we are in Chicago, and the series is tied at 1. This game is going to see Billy O'Dell starting against Jake Arrieta. I'm curious to see who these guys, Arrieta, Hendricks, Lester, and John Lackey, their rotation. It's amazing. No real big winners here. And their bullpen, I mean, if you look, the starters ERA, they were 3rd in the league, and the bullpen was 6th in the league out of 16 teams. So they're about in the middle of the pack. Anyway, going back to the scores. So we'll quick play game number 3. And Chicago beats them 5-2. Willie Mays had another home run in a losing effort. Arrieta won the game. His record goes to 3-1 in the playoffs. So, Chicago wins that game 3. The Yankees are in Cincinnati now, leading 2-0. Let's play game 3, and the Yankees take a 3-0 lead. Lazari, Babe Ruth, Pascal, and Gehrig all hit home runs in a 7-3 victory here. So, looks like the Yankees are going to the World Championship, the 27 Yankees. Game 4 of the Giants and Cubs, and the Cubs win 8-1. Game 4. Home runs by Javi Baez and Anthony Rizzo. Kyle Hendricks had a great game. Scored a box score. Hendricks, the winning pitcher, went the distance. Scattered 7 hits, gave up 1 earned run with 5 strikeouts. That's a great performance. Where are we here? Scores. Okay. And that's it. So, we have 2 games here. We got the Cubs and the Giants. Got the Yankees on the verge of going to the World Series. Do we want to watch another game? I don't know. This is game 4 in Cincinnati. Cincinnati have to win 2 games to go to game 6 back in New York. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, Fred Norman is pitching. He was 7-8 on the year. With a 5.71 ERA. Against the Yankees, he's got a 23.14 ERA. Wade Hoyt was 7-7 with a 4.88 ERA. Okay. We are in Riverfront Stadium to see this game. Fred Norman, Bob Usual leads off for the Yankees. Look at this Yankee line. Usual, Coombs on fire, Gehrig on fire, Babe Ruth on fire. Crazy. There's a reason why I call it Murderer's Row. So let's start this game. In Riverfront Stadium. And Fred Norman strikes out Usual to start the ball game. Earl Coombs, he's batting .393. Is up against Norman. The pitch. That's going to be a base hit for Coombs in right field. Coombs on first. Coombs has got 3 stolen bases in the postseason. Lou Gehrig is up. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Strike 3. 2 outs. Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth's got 9 home runs. And the pitch. Check, swing, walk. So, Babe Ruth is on first and second for Pascal. Pascal's batting .218. 4 home runs. Fly ball center field, and that'll do it for the Yankees in the top of the first. Dave Concepcion, Pete Rose, Joe Morgan, George Foster, Johnny Bench, Dan Dreesen, Tony Perez, Geronimo, what's his first name? Cesar Geronimo, and Darrell Chaney, the third baseman. That's the lineup against Wade Hoyt. Wade Hoyt, for the year, and only a 7-7 record. But when you're scoring as many runs as the Yankees are, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So here's Dave Concepcion to lead it off. Ground ball, second base, over to first, one away, Tony Lazzeri. Center fielder is Coombs, he puts it away for the second out. Wait, what was that? What was that? Hold on a second. Single. Oh, Concepcion. That was a single, an infield hit. So, I'm sorry. So there's one out, and Joe Morgan is up. Joe Morgan's batting .389 in the postseason. He batted .312 in the regular season. And there goes Concepcion, and he steals second base. So, man on second. One out for Joe Morgan with a 1-0 count. And it's a wild pitch, and Concepcion will go to third. Actually, a passed ball. Collins, the catcher. So Morgan, ground ball. It's going to score a run. And the Reds score a run on the fielder's choice. That's the second out. George Foster, who was at 28 home runs during the regular season, steps in against Hoyt. And strikes him out. That's the inning. But Cincinnati jumps out in front, 1-0. Tony Lazzeri leads it off for second against Norman. That's a shot all the way to the wall. Oh! What a catch by Geronimo in center field. Let's see that again. That was a diving catch. On a screwball. Look at this shot. And Geronimo makes a diving catch to put it away. Brings up Collins. We're going to see if the Yankees get anybody on base, and they don't. So we go down to the bottom of the second. Johnny Bench is leading off. Johnny Bench, 4 home runs, batting .276. Fly ball left field. That's Babe Ruth out there. Puts it away for the first out. Let's see if the Reds get anybody on base. They don't. So now we go to the top of the third, and Koenig's leading off. Let's see if the Yankees get anybody on. Yes, they do. They have Koenig on second, and Coombs now on first, with 1 out, and Lou Gehrig is up. Pitch, swing and a miss. That's the second out. That'll bring up Babe Ruth. 2 men on and 2 men out. And he walks it. The bases are loaded. For Ben Pascal. Pitch. Fly ball deep. This could be a grand slam, and it is. Ben Pascal. A grand slam home run to left field to put the 1927 Yankees up 4-1 over the Cincinnati Reds of 1975. Wow. That brings up Tony Lazzari. Check swing, strike three ends the innings, but the Yankees, on the grand slam by Ben Pascal, go out 4-1. We go to the bottom of the third. Let's see if the Reds get anybody on, and they don't. So we go to the top of the fourth. Pat Collins leading off. We're going to see if anybody gets into scoring position. And yes, we have 2 outs and we have a man on third. Let's see what happened there. Okay. Joe Dugan is on third with 2 men out. The Reds have made a pitching change. They took out Fred Norman and put in Tom Hall. Tom Hall only pitched 14 games, 27 innings in the regular season, with a 5.60 ERA. Here's Musial, the man on third. 2 outs. Pitch, swing and a miss, and that does it. So the score remains after 4.5, 3.5, 4-1. Joe Morgan leads off against Wade Hoyt. Joe Morgan is now on second base, so George Foster, with nobody out, the man on second is up. And it's a walk, so now it's first and second for Johnny Bench. Johnny Bench, and that was a steal. And the ball is thrown away by Collins, and the Reds score a run. So now it's 4-2 with nobody out and a man on third. Let's see that again. That was stolen base, the ball thrown away, and Joe Morgan scores on the throwing error by the catcher, Pat Collins. It's a 4-2 ball game now. Nobody out, Johnny Bench up. Pitch to Bench. Swing and a miss, 1 out. Dan Dreesen, man on third, 1 out. Fly, pop fly, foul ground. Joe Dugan takes it. That's the second out. Tony Perez walks. Runners on the corners with 2 outs for the Reds. Cesar Geronimo. Ground ball. Gehrig takes it himself. And that is the inning. Earl Coombs leads off the 5th. And nothing across for the Yankees in the 5th, and it's still 4-2. Darrell Cheney leads off the bottom of the 5th against Wade Hoyt. And Cheney's on second, so he must have doubled. Dave Concepcion comes up, nobody out, man on second against Hoyt. Ground ball. This is going to be tough. And it's an infield hit. So now nobody out. Runners on first and third for the Reds. Bringing up Pete Rose. Mr. Hustle. And there goes Concepcion, and he's in with a second, with a steal. So now it's second and third, nobody out. Tying runs are in scoring position for Pete Rose. Pitch. Fly ball. Line drive. They almost get. He lines into a double play. So that's 2 outs. They get Concepcion off of first. Joe Morgan now. 2 outs and a runner on third base. Fly ball. Earl Coombs puts it away. And the Yankees stifle the rally here in the 5th. Ben Pascal leads off. We're in the top of the 6th. Yankees ahead. And nothing across for the Yankees in the 6th. That brings up George Foster. Oh, Foster must have homered. Joe Morgan. Yeah, Foster must have homered. Let's see. He missed a home run by Foster. Home run by Foster makes it 4-3. Johnny Bench is up. Fly ball. And 1 out. Dan Dreesen. And that's it. Score is 4-3 now in the 7th inning. Mark Koenig, the number 9 hitter, is up. And nothing across. Go to the bottom of 7th. Wade Hoyt is still in there with 89 pitches. Leading off is Geronimo. Nothing across. We go to the top of the 8th. Lou Gehrig leading off. Here's the pitch to Gehrig. Ground ball is short. Concepcion puts him away. Tom Hall got 53 pitches. I don't know why they're leaving him in. He's in the red against Babe Ruth. Let's see what Babe Ruth does with him. Swing and a miss. 2nd out. It's Pascal. Base hit for Pascal. 2 outs. They take out Hall and put in a fresh arm, Pat Darcy. Darcy pitched 114 innings. He was a starting pitcher during the regular season, had a 10-4 record with a 4.11 ERA. But he comes in to try to put the Yankees to bed here in the 8th. 2 outs, Tony Lazzeri up. Pitch, ground ball, shortstop. Concepcion over to second. That's the inning. So, we go to the bottom of the 8th. And the Reds are trying to come back and win this game and stop from being eliminated. The Yankees are going to change pitchers. Walter Bial been having a great postseason. He's pitched 9.2 innings. And he's only given up 1 earned run, so he's got a 0.93 ERA. He's going to face Joe Morgan. Morgan's going to step in here, try to get something going. Here's the pitch from Bial. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Over to first, and that's 1 away. George Foster. Pitch. Called strike 3, 2nd out. Johnny Bench. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the inning. And we go to the top of the 9th with the Yankees ahead 4-3. Raleigh Eastwick taking over. He's their closer. He had 19 saves. He's going to try to hold the Yankees here in the ninth. Pat Collins is going to step in. Collins doubles, and he's on second. Here's Joe Dugan. Can the Yankees increase their lead? And a base hit, and that might do it. They throw it home, and Collins is in safely to score the fifth run. And the Yankees are up now. Nobody out, man on second, and they lead 5-3. Pitch. Another base hit. This could score another run. And he's in safely. Dugan scores, making the score 6-3 here in the top of the ninth. Nobody out. The Yankees are rallying. Here's Bob Usual. Pitch. Another base hit. 3 consecutive hits here in the ninth inning for the Yankees. And that'll make it first and third. Nobody out. Earl Coombs, the red-hot center fielder, stepping in. Ground ball. Up the middle, another base hit. Another run comes in. And that's going to be now second and third as Coombs goes to second. Nobody out. 7-3. Here's Lou Gehrig. Ground ball. Another base hit. Another run. And it's 9-3. When is it going to end? Babe Ruth steps in. Nobody out. Man on second. 5 runs in the ninth inning here. The Yankees look like they're putting a nail in the coffin of the 75 Reds. Ground ball. Down the line. This will be a double. And another run scored for the Yankees, making the score 10-3. I'm just going to see what happens here with the half inning. And that's it. So, Walter Bial has got a 7-run lead in the bottom of the ninth. Yankees look like they're about to go to the World Series here in the greatest of all time leagues. Here's Dan Dreesen to lead it off. Pitch. Base hit. So it's not over till it is over. Man on first for Tony Perez. Pitch. Fly ball. Right field. 1 out. Pascal in right field. Made that put out is Geronimo. Geronimo's in a slump. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And the Reds are down to the final out. 2 outs. Darrell Cheney, the shortstop, steps in against Bial. And he walks him. So first and second, 2 outs, brings up pinch hitting. Oh no, Doug Flynn. Doug Flynn only has 4 at-bats in the playoffs. And here it comes. And it's a base hit for Flynn. And the Reds are still alive. Bases loaded for Pete Rose against Bial. Bial's got 36 pitches. He's starting to get into his red zone here. I think they'll let him go one more batter. Let's see. Here's the pitch. Fly ball. This could be it. Babe Ruth puts it away. And that's the ball game. And the New York Yankees of 1927 defeat the Cincinnati Reds and move on to the World Series of the greatest of all time baseball league. Amazing. And the Chicago Cubs of 2016 beat the Giants, and they go to the World Series. So the playoffs now, it's going to be the 1927 Yankees against the 2016 Cubs for the championship. And that's going to be it. We'll come back at a later date to cover that series. But that was kind of exciting to watch. So that's going to be it for me. We will come back, I don't know, either on Twitch or YouTube to cover the championship series between the 1927 Yankees and the 2016 Cubs. Ought to be interesting. Until then, we'll see you on the next one.